Grew up in Gardena, California, my first 8 years, and then I moved to Lakewood and lived there till I was 18 years old. I started running in high school in 1985. I joined the cross-country team. I run 6 days a week. I run anywhere between 4 miles and 6 miles on an average.
This is the usual trail that I run almost every morning. I run 6 days a week. This is Santiago Creek here in Santa Ana. It's a little magical place, like a garden that people don't even realize is here in Orange County, and that's what's so cool about it. 2019, where this all started, was running here in Park Santiago. I have a friend, her name is Bernie, and we started running together, and it's evolved through time. Not only have we ran thousands of miles together, but we formed a club called Park Santiago Running Club. We just did our first annual 5-kilometer race at a brewery called Left Coast in Irvine. It was really fun. It's interesting how all the running manifested right here in this neighborhood with my friend, and what we've turned it into.
What I experience when I run is just a pureness in my life. I kind of put all my worries behind me, and I'm able to just reflect and think about things. It's kind of like a meditative process for me. Yeah, I joined the military about 3 months after I graduated from high school. The summer of '88 ended, and I went to boot camp. At the time, I didn't really want to go to college anymore. I had running scholarships, but ironically, I didn't want to run. I just didn't feel like I was academically mature to go into college, and I wanted to do something that was, in my mind, harder, and something that was going to make me tougher.
My son is Tobias John Brown. He was born in 1970. I was so excited because he graduated and did good in school. And there was the recruiter was sitting there. And I actually liked him, but I didn't know what he was doing. A year after he went into the army, right away when he came out of boot camp, he had to go to the Middle East. I was devastated.
When the ground war started in Iraq, I remember definitely feeling the effects of what combat looked like and the experiences of combat. I believe that I was hit with cyclosarin nerve gas that was released into the air, either from a bunker or from a demolition. I went into just violent convulsions and shaking, and I became very ill on the battlefield to the extent where I had to be airlifted out.
When he was allowed to come back, I had 6 soldiers in here. Some of them stayed for a whole week. I had a party out here in the backyard for 200 people. I took all their clothes. They all had bags where they had their clothes when they came home. I shook out all their clothes outside. And after 10 years, your dad got a letter from the government that they got nerve gas. And nobody should deal with their clothes because the clothes, everything has that nerve gas. And I shook everybody's clothes out there. And then they said, you could have it too.
Well, it affects me to this day. I think they term it as Gulf War illness, but I have many of the side effects of it, and it really affects my life. It affects my energy levels, it affects my body, my joints, it affects my brain, my memory, on top of having already been diagnosed with PTSD.
From the time he was born, he was a good boy. He was always a good boy and smart. He was smart, always very shy. He's not shy anymore. The first time I had somebody that belonged to me, I almost want to cry. He changed. Everybody changes. Everybody I know that was in a war like that, they all changed. They were different men when they came back.
Life after the military was very difficult, getting back into things. I remember, when I got out, there wasn't programs that they have today about kind of blending back into society and dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. In fact, that wasn't even a diagnosis back then. It was very hard to get back into things, not only mentally, but physically. Running does help, even though running is one of the most painful things you can do. For me, the pain in running and the high I get from running, the combination of, is like fighting fire with fire. So even if I'm having a flare-up sometimes, I still go out and run. The endorphins that are released from running and just the runner's high that I get kind of counteracts the effects of Gulf War syndrome. I'm gonna run as long as I can until my body says it can't take it anymore. And I hope that's a long time from now. We finally make it to the airport. It's July 13th, 2023.
We're Hoka. I run in Hokas.
I could feel the nerves and excitement kicking up in having the great privilege and responsibility of my adult daughters, son, and wife on this journey of 6,700 miles. Things rushing through my mind like, do I remember how to speak German? I hope our flight is a safe one. I hope the drive on the Autobahn from Munich to Austria will be stress-free. But there were also great thoughts of excitement, too. I'm going to my second home, the land and people that molded and shaped me into the man I've become. I hope I can enjoy and savor every moment without the effects of my illness hampering and putting the brakes on this awesome adventure.
Deutschland.
We made it to Munich, Germany, and it was time to get into the van we rented. I'm relieved the long flight is over. Austria is 2 hours away, and I'm feeling very excited. I know I'll get emotional once I cross into Austria and see the Alps again. I always do this as an emotional release out of pure joy and happiness of being back in a place and land I love so much.
And then we get more beers there and they're delicious. This is so much better.
Prost.
Sí.
I was born in 1946 in St. Martin by Lofer in Austria. I grew up in the mountains, kind of very much like Heidi, with my grandfather and uncle and aunt, and we was 15 people in the house. And we skied to school every day. In the summer we took a bicycle down, pushed it back up in the mountains. Life was very nice, very happy, but very tough.
My mother, you know, coming from Austria and being an immigrant, you know, it was very different. I was the only one for sure in my class and at school that had a mom with a German accent. It was very hard for her going from a small town in the Austrian Alps to living in the greater Los Angeles area. She worked very hard to make sure that I had a great life, and at the same time she wanted to make sure that I was aware of her culture and her traditions, because it was very important to her and it became very important to me.
Johannes too. Go, Presley. Cheers. Oh, there you go. No, just milk. Yeah, cold milk. Cold milk.
Ja, Kaffee bitte und
Möchtet ihr?
oh yeah, okay, Wasser und Orangensaft. Yeah, this is where all the skiers in the winter and where all the mountain bikers and hikers come in the summer to come up to the middle part of the Alps, and they take the trails and the ski lifts during the winter up to the higher portions of the mountains. This place is a sportsman person's paradise. That's Hansi, Oma's brother. That's Tobias, your great-great-grandfather. And that's Hans, that's Lofer Opa. I'm American, I always wear baseball caps.
I think I'm gonna get a tan line for my satchel. So hot, you guys.
We're in the church here in Lofer, and this has been in our family for hundreds and hundreds of years, and everybody in my family was baptized, communioned, and when they passed away, had their services here in this church. And everything else from Sunday Mass to Christmas Mass, Easter Mass, and anything involving the Catholic religion was done in this church.
Press this more.
So who's all going up to Lodebichel?
I think it's just gonna be me and my dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll take the lift back up.
In the cold air, freezing breath on the window pane, lying and waiting.
This is really beautiful. I like Vienna.
The feeling is gone, only you and I, it means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna.
All right, so we're up at a chapel above Lofer. This chapel was built in the early 1850s, actually 1834, and it turned into a shrine or a memorial for the war dead from World War II. And this small town of 1,300 people, you can see the cost of war on both of these walls.
Cemetery.
These are all the young men that died on the World War II front from this town. Come over to this area here too. So it was very tragic, no matter what side you were on. And as an American, I have mixed feelings and emotions because I am an American, and I'm even an American soldier. But as a soldier, I have empathy for these men who were our sworn enemies during World War II, and actually my family too, which is very ironic. Lieutenant, 1939, from 1939, Inhaber in International Arzt und des Verwundheitenarzt wieder. He died on the 6th of October 1944 in Macedonia. Für seinen Führer, died for his leader, und sein deutsches Vaterland gefallen ist, and died for the German fatherland.
Den kriegen wir jetzt
This
durch.
is like Oma. This is what Oma does. This is what I know.
Is
My Oma.
die Hans Obstler oder
Ist es
der Hausobstler?
Vogelberg?
Vogelberg.
Vogelberg, 25 Jahre alt.
25-year-old Schnaps.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Okay. Older than me.
Selber gemacht.
You made it.
Ja.
He made it. It's heilige Wasser. Okay?
Look, Oma.
Een foto van Loderbeke.
From Loderville.
Jeg har da været fortalt, at du nicht auslassen hast. Darum ist ja der Frühjahr erst
Ja, ist schon gut. Und wie geht's Ihnen gut? Du, Osha hätte ich gesagt. Kennst du die auch?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's Tobias, Hansi und Wender, gell?
Ich habe ja ein braves Leben geführt, nicht so wie du.
Ja.
It's my mother's room from 1946 to 1964. Omama's sister.
Who raised Oma when she was a child.
Yes.
Here.
Mhm. Yeah, she was the oldest sister.
Wow.
And they lived here at this house.
Wow.
I think she died in 89 and he died in 2001.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay.
Opa ist von Jugoslawien vom Krieg zu Fuß nach Hause.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in the war during World War II. He was in Yugoslavia and he walked home from Yugoslavia all the way to here.
Sonntag Kirche gegangen. Sonntag. Und Opa ist nach Hause gekommen vom Krieg.
She was at church when he came home.
Opa ist und Oma hat ihn nicht mehr gekannt.
She didn't think he was around anymore. She didn't know what happened to him.
Wow. Was she at church in Lofer?
Yeah, she was at the Kirche. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Und dann, Hans, du bist Juan.
Oh, it's like seeing a ghost or something, I would think.
My dad was in the military and he happened to come through that area in Austria, in Lofer, and he met my mom. My mom was only 17. Then they left for Upper Austria, close to Vienna, called Linz. They lived there for years and they left me in Lofer area. Mom was too young to take care of me. They had no money.
We were at the church in Unken, Austria, right on the border of Germany. And this is a town where my family also comes from. And I've been to many ceremonies here. There's the bells. So beautiful. I remember this, sitting in these pews. I remember my mother's godfather died in 1981 and I was in this church. I've been to many other ceremonies here, religious ceremonies, and brings back just a lot of memories.
Der Tobi ist mit seiner Familie von Kalifornien da bei uns auf Urlaub. Das hat was uns wirklich große Freude macht. aber jetzt wenigstens mal das gute Schnapsal.
Another great thing about going back to Austria is my family, especially my cousin Andi. Andreas Wimmer. He was always an inspiration to me growing up, and he was definitely a brother to me. And what happened later on in life, just like me, is he got these two beautiful daughters, Anna and Lena.
My name is Anna. The name of my hometown is Lofer. So Toby is my dad's cousin, so my cousin as well, I think. His relation to our family is that his mom, Roswitha, is sister of our grandpa, of our Opa.
Of course, like any good thing, it has to come to an end, and it was time to leave Austria. I had so many things on this trip that I took away, so many great feelings. I learned so much from it too, like I always do when I go back. The family over there is so rich in information, and they love talking about their culture. It's important to hold on to your heritage and find it. Although I have this illness, I still feel like completely amazing when I go to a place like this and I forget about all the things that I've gone through, because it just makes me feel like I'm that little boy again running through the fields and across the mountains. But again, it's time to leave, and with great sadness I had to go and look in the rearview mirror back at those mountains for one last time. But deep down in my heart I say, goodbye for now, until we meet again. Bis später, Österreich.